Good afternoon, everyone. I am Chinime Ugdamen and I am one of the reporter of Group 5. So my topic is all about tools in social work. In social work practice, the use of certain tools is necessary to facilitate the achievement of the goals and objectives set by the worker with the client in the helping relationship. Utilizing these tools entails technical know-how from the social work practitioners. So what is the importance or the purpose of tools in job like social work? The importance or the purpose of tools in social work is to provide practical strategies and methods to understand, assess, and take action effectively in various situations or issues. So the first tools in social work is interview. Interview involves face-to-face interaction or meeting between two or more persons directed toward a purpose like to obtain information and facts, to give instructions, and to help. So interview in social work is a conversation between the client and the social worker. The goal of interview in social work is to gather information, give advices or suggestions, provide support, and also promote positive change in the client's life. Interviewing is both an art and a technique which entails both knowledge and skills. Interview is an art because it allows for the expressions of one's feelings and personality. So this means, in short, interviewing is a combination of art and technique that involves using knowledge and skills to create space where individuals can freely express their thoughts, feelings, or emotions. So here are the needed skills to have an effective interview. A is skills in relating with the interviewee. So building rapport and establishing a connection between an interview, especially in social work. This is a needed skills to have an effective interview. The second one is skills in observing interview. It is necessary because observing non-verbal cues and body language of interview. Skills in listening. Skills in asking questions, like asking relevant questions and open-minded questions to gather information and encourage dialogue. Skills in answering personal questions. And lastly is interpreting the client's response. So here are some helpful tips and reminding presented by Mendoza 2002 when conducting an interview. The first one is prepare the interview. Yes, it is necessary to prepare the interview before we start the interview. The second one is always start by making the client feel comfortable. The third one is use your intuition or sixth sense. Then D is exercise care in the use of interview instruments like intake or survey forms. The letter E is be conscious of time. Letter F is do not rush into direct action or help without fully understand the client's situation. And letter G, the interview should have a proper deportment. So the second tools in social work is communication. So communication is from the Latin word communis, meaning to make common, and word communicare, meaning to share or impart. Is two-way process which usually starts with the source initiating the process and the receiver responding. Likewise, it is a method by which a source purposively conveys message directly with the receiver or through a channel, and both learn from each other. So, communication is a dynamic process that involves both sharing and receiving information. Like what I've said earlier, that interview also is a conversation between the client and the social worker. Interview also serves as a key method of communication between social work and clients, providing advices and or information exchange. The following are important elements of communication. The first one is source. This where the communication emanates or the originator or information, an individual, a group, or an institution. In social work, this means communication may come from the social worker or the co-worker, the client, the agency, or worker in agency. Source or there is the sender of the message, the sender of the information, like social worker, co-worker, client, or agency, or worker in another agency. So the second important elements of communication is message. Yes, this could be either be knowledge, information, and attitude and or behavior which the sources wishes to convey to the receiver. This can be transmitted in various ways, verbally, non-verbally, and through the use of symbols. Message or the information. The third element is channel. Channel refers to the proper course or means of transformation of communication. It's either interpersonal communication, either individual or group group basis, or mass media, or a combination of both. Interpersonal communications involve face-to-face contact with people. Like channel, it is the for example, cell phone. It is the channel of two or more people communicating. The fourth one is the receiver. Refers to the person's group or population segment, total population that is intended audience of a communication. The receiver of the message or the information. So E is feedback. Feedback, the way or means by which the source or the receiver of communication evaluates, counter-check, or recognize the roles played by either of them, including the client's attitude and feelings and how this affect communication. Feedback is also sought in order to determine whether the message being communicated was clear and properly understood. That's all. Thank you.